A good set of results. The market is happy. Your stock is up. Full year earnings up by 11%. It was the networks and Americas that drove the numbers. When you look at 2017, will 2017 be a year of where you build and you acquire businesses, more businesses, perhaps around the world?
Well, I think I'm very happy about the result of 2016. I think it's a growth of 11% in result is not an easy task, but thanks of our operation, United States has already grown by 53%. We have already succeeded in making that one. I'm also very, very pleased that we are going to announce today as well an increase in our dividend by a similar amount, 11% as well, up to 0.31 cents per share, which I think, if we compare with what we paid in 2014, that represents over 15% increase in dividend in 2 years. And the trend for the next year also, we are going to announce today, investment over 25 billion up to 2020, which almost half of those is going to be addressed to network, most of it in the United States and Britain, and the rest in renewable worldwide as well, mostly in the United States, with an expectation of growth in the period and the range of 8 to 10% to reach a level of profits around 3,500 million euros by the 2020, which I think is a good news for investors.
It's interesting that your business is still in the business of capex investment at a scale, perhaps a different scale to some of the oil majors. Let's talk about pricing and power pricing, because since the start of the year, I'm just looking here, Spanish power prices, they hit records. I mean, can we extrapolate anything for the first quarter? I'm trying to take you forward. We've just had the recap, but prices are improving domestically for you in Spain. What might that mean if that holds for the first quarter?
So the first thing is I have to say that all the analysis has been made across the European Union, either by the European Commission, the CMA in Britain, or the regulator in Spain, shows that the competition is fair in all those countries. And what is already been happening all across Europe is a tremendous wind, a very low wind condition, very hydro wind conditions, and very high demand because of the low temperatures. So the offer and demand works, and the offer and demand works makes then the prices in all across Europe has already increased the spot prices. Saying that, in the case of Spain, almost 83% of the total energy we are selling will be not affected at all for this increase in prices because they are fixed prices. Similar is a bit less in UK, but as well is very, very high the numbers of those we are not being affected at all. And those in the case of Spain who has been affected is only those ones which are low power installed in the houses, of course not the small and medium enterprises, not like industries, etc., only small consumers. And these small consumers, the increased average in January toward December, it was around €3, which I think is not a significant thing. So, but I think what is important to say is the offer and demand works, then the competition works according with European Union and all the regulatory analysis.
Let's talk about the business taking it forward. People are saying to me, I know that you were looking at assets in Brazil. You've committed to Mexico and the United States. What about Australia? People are saying to me that you are looking at assets in Australia. Can you confirm or deny that for me?
So we have already demonstrated in the last 60 years, and I'm already in job, that our way of moving is moving to the west. We never move to the east. So I think if we make any move, we'll be always thinking in the west, not in the east.
No, you're not looking at Australia as a potential acquisition.
Well, what I'm saying is we have nothing concrete in anything, and our vision and our strategy is mostly looking to the west and not looking to the east. So I think if there are opportunities everywhere in the world, our Department of M&A are always looking at those things. But I think our strategy, our goals, our vision is to move to the west, not to move to the east.
Let's talk about the West then, Ignacio. What about the United States of America? Trump is in the White House. The energy landscape is changing. We know vocally he's not exactly saber-rattling for your renewables business. How much capital do you want to commit to the United States of America for expansion?
So I think from now to 2020, I think the number is in the range of $9 to $10 billion to be invested in the United States, mostly in networks and renewables. Networks is not depending on the federal authorities, it's depending on the state authorities. And renewable mostly as well is depending on the regulation of the state regulation, what is the renewables obligation which are already imposing to the distribution companies. Saying that, all renewables are covered by a law which has been already approved 2 years ago for Republicans and Democrats, which all the federal help or federal tax allowances are already perfectly planned and is going to systematically be reduced from 2016 to 2020, where the tax credit will be zero. And that has been also subscribed by the actual administration. So Putin not only subscribing and supporting, but even the Secretary of Treasury is saying that that's a good example how subsidies can already diminish in a very regular manner for in 2020 to have already zero. All our plan of renewables is absolutely covered by this law, and the investment is already under this PTC's situation.